welcome back to the Bougie Momcast, where we keep it real but keep it chill. And with that being said, in today's episode, Hot Takes and Cold Truths, we will be diving into some unpopular opinions. Some that might ruffle some feathers, some that will put a new perspective on common situations, and some that you may just laugh at. Some of these are my own personal opinions, and some of these I just found online, but I will be reacting and breaking them down one by one and just giving my honest opinion and truths and thoughts. All right, let's get into this messy but fun list of unpopular opinions. And I do, again, have my handy dandy podcasting notebook, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm reading off of. So we have about 4 categories. So I'm going to do some unpopular opinions in relationships, friendships, family relationships, and then just some random ones that I found or of my own. So to start out with, we're going to start in the relationships segment of it. And to dive right in for the first one, it's sometimes people stay in toxic relationships because it's familiar, not because it's love. I definitely agree with this one. I think that it does get to a point that you can't really sit here and be like, oh, it's, because I love this person. And even maybe you could, but it's definitely black and white in this. And a lot of people that stay in toxic relationships just know that it's easier to stay than, having to start all over, especially when it comes to, I feel like, kids. I see it more. It's just having to stay and having all of these random excuses on why they're staying in a toxic relationship. So I definitely agree with sometimes people stay in toxic relationships because it's familiar and not because of love. I agree with that. For number 2, not everyone is meant to be in a monogamous relationship. I think this one really isn't right or wrong. I think it really just has to be with how you were raised, like how you look at relationships now. I do think when I see, if you want to have more than one person in a relationship, by all means, that's love all the way around if that's what you choose to do. I don't think anybody should look at you like you're different or weird or, anything like that, because it is, more normalized now, and it just is. People just show their love in different ways, and I don't think there's a right or wrong way, but that's just my opinion. Number 3, being obsessed with your partner is not always a green flag. I agree with this one. I think it's just in different circumstances, it's what the obsession, how the obsession comes out. Because it really is on one scale or the other. They either, it's, I don't care, whatever my partner does, they really just don't have a care in the world. And then there's on the other side of the scale where it's just too much and they care about everything you're doing. I agree with that. I think it's definitely, there's a happy medium, and there's a healthy obsession, and then there's a non-healthy obsession. I agree with that. 4, looking for financial stability in a partner isn't gold digging. I agree with this. I feel especially now, in our generation, I feel like that is an important thing to look for in a partner. At the end of the day, you want to be taken care of. As a girl myself, I love being taken care of. So I feel like that's weird to kind of say that's gold digging when you just want what's best in your life. If that's the only thing you're looking for, how much money do you have in your bank accounts, then yeah, that's a problem. But I do feel like that should be up there when you're looking for, a partner, and what you want out of a partner. That I don't think should be considered gold digging at all. So I don't agree with that one. Or no, I guess I do, because it says stability in a partner isn't gold digging. So yeah, I agree with that one, 100%. So that was the relationship segment. So going into the friends one, I have a couple written down, so I'm going to go through those. Being a low maintenance friend isn't an excuse for poor communication. I definitely agree with this one. And this is one actually that I even had to come to terms to. And I use I'm just a low maintenance friend as an excuse to, that's why I don't text a lot. And that's something I still am even working on, because yeah, that I feel like it's not an excuse. You know, you can always, I feel like, take time out of your day. It's, you know, doesn't take a long time, you know, just send a text, hey, how are you doing? So that definitely is. Low maintenance friend, no. They're no. And that's something I have to work on, so I feel like I can judge that one, because I have tried to use it. I'm a low maintenance friend. But no, it's okay, and it takes 2 seconds to send a hey, how are you doing? So that's absolutely right, I feel like. Two, friendship breakups can hurt more than romantic ones. I 100% agree. I do. And I feel like more, and but maybe it's just because I haven't seen, like, you know, a lot of male relationship fallouts or whatever, but I know for girls, and I know for my, you know, when I go through things with my friends, it's definitely a big deal to me. Like, I will be depressed in bed, crying. Like, no, it's a big deal to me. But friendships have always been a big deal to me. Like, I really cherish my friendships. I don't like, you know, fighting with my friends, like having beef. Like, it's, you know, I value good friendships, calm friendships, peaceful friendships. And so when, you know, and when I am close to someone, like, I love hard. I love my friends. Like, my friends, no, I love my friends. I will do anything for my friends, and I want that in return. So I definitely think that they can hurt more than romantic ones, because it's just a different type of friendship. You expect more out of friendships, I feel like. Um, you know, and that's just me talking from my opinions and just from girl friendships I've seen and I've experienced and been through. 3, not all friends are meant to last forever. Some are seasonal. Definitely agree. I definitely agree with that one, only because it's definitely a season for things. I feel like, you know, even for other people, like, I've been a seasonal friend for some people. Like, I've been there. I'm a very big person. I love to be there if you're going through something. Like, I'm gonna go through it with you. Like, that's just how I love. So I feel like, yeah, seasonal friends. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with seasonal friends either. I feel like if you know that, yeah, this person, you know, probably isn't, you know, someone to have in your life for every situation that you go through, and you already know that, then you know that it's okay to have seasonal friends. It's okay to have, you know, some people that you go to explain things to or go to talk to that you wouldn't do with one of your other friends. I like seasonal friends, honestly. Sometimes. But okay, 4, you don't have to stay friends with someone just because of history. This is something I feel like also I probably would have answered differently last year, because I definitely feel like, you know, when it comes to history, I am always looking like, oh, we've just been through so much. Like, I've known this person for this X amount of years. Like, the ups and downs, like, are normal, and, you know, things like that. Like, always excuses around things. And I feel like this one is just stating a fact. Like, you do not have to stay friends with someone you just have history with, because you have history with a lot of people does not mean they have to stay in your life. And just, you know, I do say that so strongly because that's something that I have had to come to terms with a lot. I feel like, especially this year, like, yeah, it's definitely, we'll get more into that. Like, some of you guys already know, like, I've already talked about it a little bit in other videos. But yeah, for friends with just history, it definitely, don't just use that excuse or feel like you have to stay friends with someone just because you've known each other for X amount of years or you've been through something huge with this person. It doesn't matter, because if they're still not treating you right, or if the friendship isn't evolving, then is that really a friendship you want to keep anyways? Question you gotta ask yourself. But okay, so moving on from the friendships segment, we're gonna go to family relationships now, and I just have a couple of those, and I think honestly these are really important, just because when it comes to family, I feel like there's always a certain mindset that is pushed on, you know, us in the world, our generation. But it definitely, there needs to be some eye-openers, so I'm excited to dive into these ones. For the first one, it is, but they're your mom, dad, sibling mindset is not a good enough reason to tolerate disrespect. Yes, 100%. I feel like with because like it coming to like the mindsets of things, you are, told, or a lot of people are told, I know myself being included, being raised like, family is important, family is a big thing, like, it just is so big and taught to be so big that it clouds things, and it's like, okay, well, they're my mom, like I should be okay with, or not be okay with it, but I should look over it, or I should forgive fast, because at the end of the day, like, she birthed me, or they birthed me, or they raised me, or I've known them since they were born, for a sibling or whatever. Like I don't think, and I think that's an excuse that now really does cause detrimental. I don't know how to say that word. But anyways, here I go trying to use big words. But anyways, it causes bad behaviors. It lets toxic patterns be okay and keep going in a cycle and a cycle and a cycle, and it's not okay. I no, it's definitely getting rid of that mindset and knowing that what you feel and what you don't tolerate needs to be set for everybody in your life, whether they're family, whether they're friends, whether they're elders. It doesn't matter. It is disrespect is disrespect, dysfunction is dysfunction. 2, sibling bonds aren't automatic, they require effort and mutual respect. This is, I agree and I disagree. I feel like sometimes, because obviously there are great sibling bonds that start from like little itty bitty, like even in my sense, and I just want to give this like little bit of backstory. I am adopted, so I have two. I mean, I've never say it, like I don't go and be like, hey, these are my brothers, but they're my half brothers. Like they're my brothers to me, but biologically, whatever, adoption, adding that in, they are my half brothers. And then I do have my sister, who is my biological sister. We both have the same parents and we were adopted together. So obviously I do have a certain like protection and stuff over my sister, just because I feel like I really was her security at one point. Like we do have a good bond. We've always been super close. Like she looks up to me, like I love her. I always want what's best for her. She's my younger sister. Like there is, even when she's just doing the most and I'm like, girl, please get your life together, it's still like that's my sister. Like really nothing she can really do can be like, I'm always root for her. At the end of the day, like I'm always. So I have that closeness, and the same with my brothers. Like I do have that closeness with my brothers. I do just feel like it's in a different sense, just because I don't really think we were as close growing up. Maybe for them it was different, but I feel like even, if I had them on here, they would kind of agree with me here. We didn't have like that close relationship where we confided in everything in each other growing up, like when we were living together. But now, like my oldest brother Jadian, shout out to my big bro, love you big time. Love my other big bro Micah, love y'all big time. But specifically for me and my oldest brother Jadian's relationship, that's literally my best friend. And even when I was wilding out in my crazy 20s phase, young adult phase, like he was the first person I would call and be like, look, like I either just messed up or what do I do here, asking him for advice. And he was always just listening to me. He picked up my phone call every single time I called. Like we really do have a relationship that I cherish, and I'm so glad that we have. And same with like my brother Micah. Like I feel like we do have a relationship. We may not talk as much, but he also he's a dad, he's a family man. Like he works, like he's doing his thing too. So I don't think we've really reached, the level of closeness, but even I feel like we're closer, and I know if I needed anything, I could definitely reach out to him. If I needed advice, I know I could reach out to them, and that's what I love, because we do have that mutual respect for each other. I feel like, in our family, that is big, like the respect and the loyalty we have. I feel like, yeah, there was definitely ups and downs about it when we were younger, just getting into our adult lives, but now that's my family. Like you really can't tell me nothing about my family, because I will have their backs forever, and I know that they'd have my backs 10 toes down every single time. So I know I just went off on a rabbit trail, but love my family, dude. I miss them so much. And if you don't know, a little background as well. All of my family lives in a different state than I am. We are Washingtonians, but I have been in Texas now by myself for about 5 years. Not by myself, obviously, with my husband, but without my family, because all of my family lived down here at one time too. But now they're all back in Washington. So, yeah, if I talk about them and I'm always cheesing, I just love them and miss them so much. But yeah, moving on. 3, the honor your elders mindset has allowed a lot of abusive behavior to go unchecked. And I 100% agree with that. The respect your elders and everything like that, like, I agree with it, but to a point, because now it's just like, adults be just as disrespectful. Like, these adults be forgetting they've been out of high school for years now. Like, I don't understand it. So yes, I have respect for my elders and everything, but I feel like that's where it's a mutual respect, not just because, oh, they're older than you, respect them. No, there needs to be a mutual respect, especially now that I'm an adult. Like, no, we an adult now. Like, yes, I may be younger. Yes, you may have seen me in my minor years, but now you'll have the same respect that you want me to give to you. And I just feel like it is because a lot of abusive behaviors do go behind these honor your elders, or that's your mom and dad, or, those types of mindsets, and the excuses just, pile up behind them on why they can act a certain way or why I can get treated like this. And I just don't think that's okay. So I honestly don't like that. Honor your elders, yes, to a point. Like, as long as they're being respectful as well, and respecting us the same way that we deserve, and not just a different type of respect because we may be younger than them or they've seen more life than us, whatever. No, it's just have mutual respect for whoever it is. Mutual respect goes a long way. The last one for family relationships is cutting off toxic family members is not dramatic, it's healthy. I 100% agree. I feel like it can kind of go both ways, just because, some people do try to use it in like a toxic way. Oh, I'm just going to cut you off if, they say something they don't like or something like that. That's not healthy in that way at all. But when it is toxic family members, and that these are signs and this is something you don't want in your life, it is 100% healthy, and honestly should be more encouraged to be like, yeah, no, goodbye. And until you can figure your stuff out, I just don't need that in my life. Because you have every right as a person, as a young adult, as, whoever's watching this, whether you're young or you're old, you have a right to stand for what's right and wrong. And so whoever it is doing that to you, whether, whoever it is, it's just you have a right to be treated a certain way. So don't let anybody tell you that you don't just because they're this person to you. No. But moving on, I do just have a couple random ones that I wanted to say as well before we wrap this episode up. So that being a ride or die for someone is too romanticized. It gives room for tolerating dysfunction. I feel like a lot of the unpopular opinions have been around just like the excuses and how that allows other things to come into play, and this one is the same way. Being ride or die, like, in any sense, family relationship, friendships especially, like, being, oh, that ride or die friend, she'll do whatever for me, this or that. Like, it is too just looked into, and it's really covered up the fact that now it's like you're not a girl's girl if you're telling your friend that what she's doing is wrong. You know what I mean? And I do consider myself a girl's girl, but I've even, the past, I feel like, month or two have even come to the sense where it's like, yeah, I don't even want to consider myself a girl's girl, because if this is what a girl's girl means, like, I'm not a girl's girl, because I'm gonna call you out when you're not doing something that that's, you're doing something destructive, or I'm feeling a type of way about something you're doing. Just because I'm your friend doesn't mean I'm gonna just be like, oh, everything you're doing in life is so right. Oh yeah, girl, you want to go do that, girl, I'll be right behind you. No. The same with when it comes to family. Like, oh yeah, you're my cousin, oh yes, we're family, let me go. No, like, it's just no. I could obviously talk a lot about that, but no. I think being ride or die definitely has had some not good effects happen, like, behind it, Finding yourself often just means unlearning what others forced on you. Yes, and I do think that because, like, especially like how you're raised, I feel like it's breaking generational curses kind of is like the same thing. You're raised, and of course you're gonna have certain tendencies that you've seen all your life. So learning about yourself can be like even looking into your past and being like, that probably wasn't right. That probably wasn't the healthiest way to do something, and learn and choose to move forward as you're learning and as you're becoming the person you want to become. So, 3, success looks different for everybody. Yes, and I feel like definitely in this time now in our generation, there's a bunch of different things that you can do now. Like, obviously, what I'm trying to do, like podcasting, the social media networking, like that's one way to be successful. My husband being a blue collar worker, like he's successful in that. He's been doing that and loves that for having a job. Let's say, even being a server. I used to be a server. Love that. Would honestly go back to serving. Hopefully we'll be going back to serving. So it's like success just looks different for everybody. And yeah, maybe one thing makes you more money than the other or anything, but I don't think that any job or any type of success should just be measured by how much money you're making or how does it make you look or how much clout are you getting from it. Like, different success is, I get like what, 45 views on my videos. Of course, down in the future, I'd be loving to see that, million mark where I'm getting million views or a couple thousand views. I'd love that. But right now, it's successful for me that I'm just getting 45 views right now, that I'm getting people reposting my stuff. Even though, yes, I'm always asking for more and more. That's just how, doing stuff like this works. But it doesn't take away that I'm grateful for even the small amounts of success that I'm getting. And I feel like even the support I get and the people, seeing it and like, you're doing a great job, like that means more to me than if I was, just getting on here and making a whole buco's worth of money just off of my first video. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working for it, and I love that I am getting more successful as I post these videos, even if it's just by one more viewer every time I post a video. You know what I mean? So I definitely, success looks different for everybody, and that is okay. For the last one, before we wrap up this episode, it's hustle culture is just a socially accepted form of burnout. And I agree to disagree on this one, just because there's a hustle culture. Now in our generation, like, we do have to do a lot more to, keep money coming into our pockets. Like, there are more things out there, where we can earn money and things like that, or become successful in different ways. But to the point that we need to know that some things just aren't for other people, like the social media thing. Like, this is a lot harder. Of course, I've always wanted to do social media, the modeling and everything like that. Like, I would love, to do all of that in the future. But right now, just starting out, like, even I've been like, oh, this is a lot more work. Like, watching it being done is nothing compared to how much it actually goes on behind the scenes, like how much you actually have to do and everything like that. And it can easily burn you out, especially like for me. Like, I'm trying to do this on top of being a mom, on top of finding a job, on top of we're in the middle of moving right now. So I'm doing a lot and still trying to do this, still, excited to do this, and just to see how it goes in the future, and just how it's going to be so different from how I started. So I've definitely enjoyed this episode. To wrap it up, guys, I definitely enjoyed it. I'm so excited just to be sharing more of myself with you guys. I hope that you guys won't leave me hanging. Guys, I want to see comments on this video. I want to see likes. If you're watching the video, just like it. It literally takes 2 seconds. Leave a comment. Let me know how you guys felt about this episode. Hopefully I'll be doing more episodes like this along, in the future. I said at the very beginning, I probably wouldn't be doing a lot of solo podcastings, but like I said, it's a learning and learning situation, definitely, for putting this stuff together and doing this. So I've realized that trying to find a guest for every episode is crazy amount of work that I can't do right now. So I probably will be having more solo podcasts, but I'm just excited because I feel like it's gonna get you guys get to see more of me, more of my personality, and just learn more about me. And hopefully I can help you guys along the way as I'm learning and, learning things myself. So yeah, don't leave me hanging. DM me, guys. Leave your craziest unpopular opinion in the comments. DM me how you feel about this episode. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share. Please share. I love you guys so much. My next episode 5, will drop July 25th. Hopefully we will be in our new house by then, so it will be a different setup. But I'm just so excited. So till next time, guys. Bye.